I'm Jim Merritt with QuickTrainer, your QuickBooks and accounting experts. Today's QuickBooks tip and trick comes from Rebecca. Rebecca's company has just added AFLAC insurance to their offering. And this particular insurance, it's pre-tax, but it's 100% paid by the employee. Now, although the employer is going to pay the premiums, it comes out, 100% comes out of the employee's paycheck. And Rebecca asked, how do I set this payroll item up? And so I'm going to walk you through that here in this video. To start with, we want to go to List and bring up our payroll item list. And we want to add an AFLAC deduction to our payroll item list. So I'll click on Payroll Item, New. I'm going to do the custom setup because if you do the easy setup, you still got to come back and edit the item to finish it. So it's just as easy to do the custom setup from the beginning. I'll click Next. And indeed, it is a deduction. And then Next. And here's where we give it a name. We'll call it AFLAC Employee Insurance. And I'm having problems typing today. Alright, and then we click Next. Here it wants to know the name of the agency in which the insurance will be paid for. I'm just going to say AFLAC Insurance, but fill that into whatever meets your criteria. Here it wants to know what your account number is with this agency. So I'm just going to make one up. And here it wants to know what liability, that is payroll liability account, do you want this insurance to accrue to as it's withheld from the employee's checks. I've already added one here, but if you don't have one already, go ahead and add one like this or similar to this. And then we'll click Next. The tax tracking type. Now this is critical because in this case it is a pre-tax type deduction. So most likely you're going to want to check the premium only, 125, and that will handle the taxes correct. It may not be referred to as a 125, but still this is the right choice. And then Next, and you can see these are the items that will be taxed after the deduction is withheld from the check. And that's important, that it's after the deduction. Then we click Next. We don't need to worry about the quantity or the hours unless by some chance yours is based on quantity or hours. Next. If there is a default rate, you can enter it here. Otherwise, just click Finish. And now we have taken the first step in addressing what Rebecca will need now in order to add this to the employees' profiles, that is, the employees who will have this tax withheld from their paychecks. So we'll close this window and we'll go to the Employee Center now. And we'll add this to all of the employees that are affected by this insurance. In this case, it's just our one Jane Smith. And I'm going to click on Payroll and Compensation Info. And here's where I'm going to add the item. Okay, and here is where I'll add the amount. Now this is going to be based on, and this is critical also, this is based on bi-weekly pay. So if yours is weekly or semi-monthly or once monthly, the amount you put here, you want to be how much is going to be withheld from each check. All right, and we'll just say it's $24. Okay, and it's going to automatically put in a negative 24 because it is a deduction. If there is a limit, in other words, don't withhold more than X amount of dollars in a given year, you would put this limit here. All right. From there, we're going to click OK. All right. And now you are set to withhold this insurance from the employee's check. Now let me just show you a few other things that are going to happen. And that is, as I bring up a balance sheet standard, first of all, I just want to show you that there are currently no payroll deductions on here, okay? So those are going to come into play after I do this first payroll. But let's pretend like we're going to run a payroll. And I'll do start the scheduled payroll. And Jane Smith is already checked. I want to click open paycheck details so you can see what's happening. Here you can see the $24 being withheld. And I would guarantee you that if you take $24 minus $2,000 and then take 4.2% of that, that's how the Social Security is being calculated. Medicare is going to be calculated on $2,000 minus $24 at 1.2%. So you'll find that those numbers are indeed correct. So in other words, it's not calculating 1.2% of $2,000, it's calculating 1.2% of $2,000 minus 24 and 4.2% of the Social Security at $2,000 minus 24 times 4.2%. The Social Security for the company is at 6.2%, and same thing for the Medicare for the company is at 1.2%. All right, so we'll click Save and Close, and then I'll click Continue and Create Paychecks. All right, and I'll close this because I just really want you to see the balance sheet. First of all, while we're on this screen right here, I will show you that there's the payroll liabilities that were created for this. Now, the reason that you don't see the AFLAC showing up, and it should, is you'll need to go and do this before you run your first payroll, although it doesn't really matter. We'll want to go to Related Payroll Activities, edit the payment due date method, and here we want to add our AFLAC liability to the mix so that it gets calculated for us as well, and we can pay from that screen. I'm not interested in anything here, so I'll click Continue and Continue, and then I'll double click the AFLAC Employee Insurance, and I'll tell it that I want to pay it monthly on the first day of the month for the previous month's liabilities, and then I'll click Finish. Okay, and then Finish over here. All right. And now you'll see that our AFLAC insurance is in play as something to be paid, but it's not due until April 1st. Finally, I wanted to show you what's going on the balance sheet, and let's see. I'm just going to show through 3/31. Okay, and there is your AFLAC employee payable, along with the other payroll liabilities. That's it. Assuming that you know how to pay payroll liabilities, and that's beyond the scope of this video tutorial. If you have any other questions, if you need any help, feel free to visit our website at www.quicktrainer.biz. You can call us at 910-338-0488 and email us at info@quicktrainer.biz. Make it a great day.